feeling like you're holding a fart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Oh,
Baby. This will work. I feel like you kind of got it. Oh, no, this is right. This.
Cause I was checking for they got the label up top. So. Oh, this looks great.
gorgeous.
The collar does it.
You want to give it this label?
Yeah, I got the glass for you.
You can see even with the corset on, it needs to go in a little more.
So wait, is this gonna be a zip or is this a snap?
It's a zip.
This is a full piece.
This is like a one piece.
Right.
And
But
then you
it's,
have a corset on top.
Okay.
but it's like literally, like you know when you have on a bathing suit back when you was little, it was a little too big, you just fold it up and then put the corset on it.
Fold it under here and then put this around it.
Yeah, You can just come
You
back
have to let
here
me slide these up more.
and you
So
just
they-
lace the corset
all
up.
the way
and it's start from the top and all the way down.
Definitely need long nails
And
today.
this right here,
She definitely need long nails today.
I gotta take it. I'm taking it.
But I don't want
Oh,
to
you see how
poke
that-
my nails through
So
that's what I'm thinking.
because these shoes are
And
hard to
it's
get
gonna
on.
zip straight up.
And so is
And then it's gonna snap right on.
Everything else.
I have
This gonna be
sleeves.
long.
It's gonna be snapped on.
So
You
I'm
can
really
snap
not
on it,
planning to
snap
wear
on
these
two.
boots, but these are my second
Two
option.
snaps, pop.
They have those, you know how they have those stockings that are like latex stockings? So, you know, I'm trying to pull them. I don't want to poke no hole in them. So I'm scared.
So I'm scared. So this is where we at.
This is where we're at.
With a latex stocking and a Louboutin vinyl sandal.
Oh, that goes on your arm.
It can.
He's not wearing these boots.
So there we are.
We did it.
So, hello everyone. Today is reunion day. I'm always stressed. I'm always nervous. I hate reunion day. Okay, that's the bottom line. But we get to have a little fun with this reunion day because they decided to make the theme the dungeon, which is my element, obviously. So we decided to bring dungeon glam, right? So we reached out, Jamie and Victor, they styled me for this year's reunion. And my girls, Tay is doing my makeup. My girl Soch Jody is doing hair. My girl Nita, who's not here with us, she did my nails.
We're not doing this one for the reunion, are we?
No. I'm not against it though. She needs to have press-on nails because the detail that I'm trying to give her is three-dimensional. If I do that right now, she runs the risk of taking a bath and fucking it up. Or
She need to take a bath.
yeah, she can't not bathe. You know, Jody is responsible for
I'm
all
the
the nail
resident nail
looks, and you know, Jody does all our behind the scenes stuff. So for the reunion, being that we have Mistress Angel here with us, I want some tantalizing nails. So we have leather rope, gold chains. We have,
Is her accent gold?
if it's silver, I can do silver. I have some silver spikes. I actually want it to be silver so I can use the silver
Oh,
spikes.
spikes would be cute. You could paint underneath like the
A
red.
red, yeah. I'm gonna paint the bottoms red. So whenever because she talks with her hands, when they move, you'll see both of the hands. So these are not typical candy nails. So I just cannot. My anxiety can't send you away, and I not be there to make sure this is done right.
And we're not there because of
COVID. We gotta say F COVID like we say F cancer. You know, like it's taking over too much. I'm mad that they making us do reunion in New York this year. Cause It's away from
I
your
liked it
support
when,
system.
yeah, it's away from our support system. We've been doing it in Atlanta every year. But man, it just felt better. Like after all that arguing, you want to be able to
Go right home.
go right home.
I was gonna say that's the wrong finger, but I
Be
was
with
just
your
gonna let you do it.
family, you know. I want to be able to go talk to Todd. I want to be able to talk to, you know, y'all. I wanted
Todd, go on,
Jamie to
Amy.
be able to come in the room with the pictures and
Right.
You know, I want Nita to be able to come, you know what I'm saying?
Slide
Like,
in and
slide
throw your
in
nails
and throw
on.
it. Yeah, you know.
And hit it. Yeah.
I want us to break
Everything
the
can be
rules and be able,
fresh.
everybody be able to sneak in.
Let me look up these
Carmen
flights.
stop by.
We say rotate
Don't want rotate the
rotate
pass.
the pass.
Yeah.
You know, like every year we break the rules.
They say not today.
Well, it is
Well,
one
they
good
want your
thing.
anxiety to be high. That's why the other shows go to New York. They don't want you to have. They want you. I mean, my anxiety be high every reunion anyway. Wait, what was that? It's like I don't need this.
It's already enough going on.
Yeah, it's already enough going on. I don't need to be going all the way through.
Well, you do have me, and then
I don't need you stressing me out.
Right, where your cheerleader?
You got Soldier Boy with you.
Soldier Girl.
Soldier Jody.
First of all, I stress you out. I'm your comfort.
How you my comfort?
I'm not your comfort. I'm your comfort,
You want to
100%.
now argue and shit.
What the hell arguing?
And we brought in the designer Vex to do the latex garment, which is a bodysuit, a corset, sleeves, neck piece. And then we also wanted to bring in an awesome African-American designer, which somebody I've worked with before, Rico Chappelle. He's amazing. He did my wedding dress. We brought him in to bring in the glam part of it, which was this beautiful, elegant skirt cape. It's like a cape skirt. So,
your mask.
Rico Chappelle did, added the cape skirt, so it's like you got the dungeon, but it's like this whole glam situation going along with it. So I'm super excited about it because it's fun to me. I love playing dress up. Love doing costume, but it's not quite costume because I love the sexiness of it all, and it's still glamorous. A lot of people have, a lot of other entertainers have been using Vex in their videos and different things, and so we were able to bring that element to the reunion this year, and just mix it up, give some real sexiness. Though I'm excited to see what the other girls decided to do for the reunion.
So we were kind of going for like a whole dungeon thing.
Oh my god. Maybe best ever.
And I guess the inspiration look for the hair was Dita Von Teese. And I'm like, okay, everybody's overdone. I've been on here for 12 seasons. I've done short hair, long hair, bone straight, curly, everything you can name. I done did all kind of colors, everything. So I was like, what could we do different this year? And so that's why we decided to go with this retro Dita Von Teese inspired hair look. And then Tay, what inspired this makeup look that you wanted to do?
It's the 20s like style, roaring 20s. Where it was all about the red lip, the mole, like the Marilyn Monroe era.
And we still gotta put our jewelry on. We didn't even do that.
No, I'm just saying, it's usually a gown or something, so it's not your outfit. It's gotta be the hair at this point. I'll just say this. Why are we sitting here in the dungeon theme right now? Because of the whole situation. Because of her lies. Washington.
What up, y'all? I am your girl Candy, and to my right, I have my boy Don Wisdom, and we are about to speak on it.
I had already heard.
I can turn a shade tree into a money tree. Yes!
So we got to the reunion, and you decide to bring a
backup
alternative version to your reunion outfit.
Yes, I had to bring out the other latex outfit that I had. I mean, this isn't the whole getup, but this was part of it because it's supposed to have a corset to it too.
Okay.
So I had some backups just in case the one I ended up wearing didn't work out. But either way, I knew I wanted to wear latex to the reunion.
Okay.
So what did you think about how the ladies looked? Because obviously, when the pictures first came out for the reunion, people was trying to go in on what I wore.
They were.
They was giving me the business online. First of all, let me just say, I did not like that picture that Bravo shadedly put out. That shit was horrible. Like the angle they took it from, everything about it, the color. Like I'm a chocolate girl. I need some lighting. Like, come on now, don't do me. You know, it just was not right. And then everybody else had ball gowns on. So I was just
everybody definitely had on their normal reunion ball gown and wedding gown.
Look like they had went to Cynthia wedding all over again.
Everybody did. And so I think when I saw this episode and I saw all of the reunion costumes around the room and the whole, bolo costume, the dungeon setup, it was like, okay, I get it. Everybody else just was not going to play game because you didn't pick out the outfits for them this time. So they were like, okay, well, we'll leave her out there to wear her.
Yeah, and then I was out there looking crazy.
So that was what I would say. Do you stand by your reunion outfit and choice now that you've seen what everybody said?
You know that I stand by whatever I do. Like, I stand by it. I don't regret it. And I feel good about it. Like, overall, just to give you a little background, the reason why we chose what we chose is because when they said the reunion concept, the background, the theme of the reunion was going to be 50 Shades of Grey, burlesque, dungeon.
To carve a space inside, so I can crawl away and die. I'm empty inside, it's time to decide.
When I talked to the team, I talked to Jamie, I talked to Victor, I was like, yo, y'all, I want to have some latex and I mixed it with some glam. Because I was going back and forth for a minute on how I wanted to look, what I wanted to look. And I honestly thought that more of the girls were going to do the theme because when we first found out what the theme was, some people was trying to figure out if they want to come naked looking, or if they were gonna, what they were gonna do. So I knew some people were going to wear just the normal dresses, but I thought at least one or two of them would do more of the theme.
Okay. So I think of the ladies, who would you say did go with the theme?
Okay, well, as far as the theme, clearly I went with the theme.
You did.
So as far as with the girls, I would say, okay, these two outfits I would say could have gone either way. Mm-hmm. So LaToya's outfit, even though it was still kind of more glamour, it was see-through. Mm-hmm. Like if you had saw her in person, it pretty much was like a see-through lace dress. You could see through that thing. You could see her bra and underwear. Like, so to me, it still gave me
Dungeness.
Yeah, and 50 Shades of Grey. You know what I mean? The sheer, the feathers, So I'm like, she looked like she could go along with what the girls was wearing, but it also, if it was just her in a room with me and other people that was doing more of the theme, she fit in line either way. I would also say that technically Marlo, because she was pretty much naked.
That's not auntie wear.
It's a niece.
Okay.
She was at the dungeon because she was naked. I mean, I don't think she had no underwear on.
Oh, okay.
You got to see hers more so next week, but it pretty much was like a bra with a piece of material right down the center and a skirt, but the skirt came up to here on both sides, and it was only a string attaching it.
Oh.
So like her whole size was out, everything was out. It's like she was just like naked.
Okay.
But she said that Danny, when he came in there, he was like, what you wearing? She was like this.
Where's your dress? Great dress. I'm wearing this. Oh my God.
Damn, that's what it was. So I would have to say, she definitely was giving me 50 Shades of Grey. The other person, well, I just say Marlo and LaToya. I mean, I would have to say, all the girls look beautiful. I'm not going to say they didn't look beautiful. For sure. They beautiful. They was looking beautiful. But I did like how with Kenya's dress, the studs that were on her lace came up her neck.
Okay.
So that wasn't part of the dress. Those were actual studs that they kind of like glued to her neck. So it looked like it was going down.
Gotcha.
It was cute. Now that you get to see, they actually had costumes from the dungeon party up in the reunion. I hope that you can kind of understand where they're going with it more.
So we get into the reunion and you start off, you're like, I'm not a morning person. Everybody, it's a lot of behind the scenes starting off of this reunion, which I was not expecting that, but
I think it
is good though, because I like the fact they kind of let y'all know what the mindset is before. Every time before the reunion, some people are really nervous, some people are really like cool and relaxed. But me, I'm not a morning person.
How y'all doing? I'm not friendly in the morning. Y'all just come right on out.
You know, I get up early, but I'm not really for all that extra talking. I'm trying to get ready. Please don't come up in here with that. You know, so they was checking. They kept coming in my room. Then they kept trying to tell us, you know,
oh, we need to get your mask on.
Like, you're not even in here. Get out my room. It was one lady I had to tell, get your ass up out my room. Cause, get your ass up out my room. Lady. Nobody told you to come up in here with that. I was taking the longest out of everybody because that whole bun situation, it was taking a minute. And then getting that latex outfit without putting holes in it is a whole nother story.
You know, you get to see all of that, and then everybody walks out. You know, you were the last one to come out. So we get to getting to everybody seated. What are your initial thoughts? Because we're going to be honest. As I'm sitting there, my initial thoughts are, you look over it.
Ooh, before we get to that though, I want to address the obvious that everybody's been saying is so many people want to know, ooh, how you feel because you was on the end. Ooh, you wasn't in the first chair. Ooh, you wasn't in the middle. And I was like, ooh, I didn't care. Honestly, I really am not like, it doesn't bother me the order of things. Now, what I will say is, at first, I was assuming that they would have had me like on the same side with Cynthia and Kenya. And I thought it was kind of odd, but I mean, I guess because I've been talking to everybody pretty much for most of the year.
Yeah, you've been pretty Switzerland.
And and then I guess they already knew that once they brought in Marlo and brought in LaToya, that would only make sense for them to be on the side with Kenya. I mean, that's the only thing that really crossed my mind. It really didn't cross my mind that I was in, you know, the chair on the end. Like, it didn't hit me like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm on the chair by the end.
Mistress, do I go down here?
You know, I always love them on their knees.
So again, that's what made it say when everybody sits down, you know, everybody seems to be there and you're already sitting there like, what am I sitting here looking at y'all for?
Yes, I mean, I did notice that too. The whole time I'm looking at the show, I'm sitting here looking at them like.
What is that look though?
I don't know. I know it was freezing cold in that room. It was like almost to the point of where my teeth were feeling like they was about to like shatter. That's how cold I was. And nobody was changing the air. I wasn't the only one that was cold. Okay. Other people had said it, but I was getting like irritated. Like, okay.
So that was a look of irritation just in general about before it even started.
I was irritated before it even started also because like I said, the people kept coming in my room. It was just multiple things. So I was already annoyed before I came out there. And then, like I said, I was freezing cold. And so I kept asking them, please. And nothing was happening. Okay. For a while anyway.
So we start the reunion and we get to, you know, we start talking about a lot of things. And it leaves the way for...
We got a lot of viewer questions and comments about the Halloween episode that aired and the costume you chose to wear.
Here's the other thing. At the reunion, they be cutting so much stuff out, y'all.
I did speak to an organization, Illuminative, and they explained to me why it was so upsetting to specific Native Americans.
So we see that, and you said it was things that were cut.
Customs are not costumes. They don't want to be made fun of, and they don't want people to not take them seriously.
And at one point, you go to chime in, but it's when Drew and Kenya start talking.
Oh my God. Okay, so that was another thing that I felt like they cut that weird because basically they started talking about the thing about Kenya in the costume, in the Indian costume, and Portia, you know, brought up, well, I don't understand why you feel like you should be, you know, forgiven because you always holding me to the fire.
The same way you're coming today, which I'm proud of you for educating yourself because you recognized it was very ignorant, very hurtful.
Kenya brings up this whole situation about, but y'all basically have pictures with the same garment, the Indian garment on, and basically, so here's the thing. They kind of like
cut most of that conversation out. But basically what Kenya was trying to say is,
because what you're saying is incorrect.
Which is weird to me too. Y'all fans, by the way, y'all find everything. Okay, y'all know on that episode, Portia and Drew basically was saying it was disgusting.
Kenya's Native American costume is super problematic, but I'm not trying to ruffle no feathers. It feels like I'm always the only one that sees the issues with Kenya Moore's decisions.
Like, I knew that this girl was crazy, but add lame to the list. Add whack to the list.
So some of the fans had tweeted.
In Drew's case, she dressed as an Indian woman for Halloween also.
Oh.
And that is not right.
In an Indian costume with somebody else who has a costume on at a costume party.
It makes them feel like they're being mocked.
And I think, and also Portia had...
So you never acknowledged the fact that you posted a photo of your sister wearing Native American wear.
But yet, here we are years later.
Tribal look.
Okay.
They don't want to be made fun of, and they don't want people to not take them seriously.
The fans tweeted it. So basically, you know, Kenya's thing is like, how are you calling me disgusting, but you posting this about your sister a while back, you know, like saying good things about her, and then, you know, with Drew, you had a whole Halloween party with it on. And what I thought was crazy that they took out, I actually had this conversation there. You can hear me talking. They don't show me. You can hear my voice. But if you go back and watch when they're going back and forth about Drew and her cousin, Drew's like, I was
at a family reunion. We did a ceremony for our ancestors in Louisiana where we all wore Native American, and those weren't costumes from Party City.
Nah, you were at a party.
It was hashtag Halloween.
But they had my mic so low, and they do not show my face, and they just basically cut away to the next thing with her husband.
Okay.
So we're gonna leave it there. We're gonna be right back after this.
I just think that it's kind of like, you know, what's going on with this editing? Because that's like a true moment. Like, you said that you weren't using it as a costume, and she's clearly in the picture with somebody who has on a costume at a costume party. Not another person in the Indian garment, but like a silly costume. So she's standing in the picture with her friend. So it's clear they're at a Halloween costume party.
So it would be nice, instead of pointing a finger, to say, yes, we have all made these mistakes, and let's try to do better because now we know better.
You can't drag one person and then let somebody else get away, which is basically lying about it.
Okay. So you felt like Drew lied. Do you feel like Drew lied a lot during this first episode of the reunion?
Did I use the word lie?
You said lie.
Okay, well, what your mama tell you back in the day? Don't say lie. Say tell a story.
So do you feel like Drew
She
told
told a story with that costume situation.
Do you feel like that's the first time you've caught Drew telling a story?
Keep watching the reunion.
I'm asking you.
You got it. No. Because there is something else that we go back and forth about.
Okay.
That I definitely had to just call Drew out on. Now, I don't know if they're going to show it.
So,
but I definitely had to like hold her to the fire on this one situation because I like that girl. Now you know.
So
I love you, but
with this, you see this, and we're talking about Drew. Kenya and her have this dynamic where they're talking about their families and going back and forth. And Drew and Kenya have a real moment when it comes to the child situation.
Okay, and let's be clear, I am not showing favoritisms here. Now, there are moments where I feel like Drew is wrong, and there are moments where Kenya's wrong. I do not like when people be reposting and posting stuff about people's kids. Like, that's my personal feelings. Like, I don't think it's cool, you know. And actually, Kenya and I actually had a side conversation about it because, you know, I guess she still kind of was like, you really felt like, you know, I did something wrong? And I'm like, yeah, because if anybody had done that or reposted something about Brooklyn, you would be pissed. And I would be right there with you to going in on them. So she had to say, okay, well, you know what?
I get what you're saying.
Candy, it doesn't look like you've been buying this story.
Nah.
So you didn't believe the Ralph Temple story sitting there at the reunion is what I saw.
It just sounded, it sounded like some bullshit to me.
I've been watching Mistress Angel as she's been processing this story.
Okay, here's my question then. If we're watching this show, do you feel like during this show that all of you, like you've done in the previous seasons, held Drew and Ralph as accountable as you guys have done in previous seasons when something didn't seem like it added up?
Nowadays, they let the guys get away with stuff.
Okay.
Back in, remember with the Apollos and the Peters and the Todd, when they was going through all the dramas on the show, it seemed like they got drugged. Mm-hmm. They got drugged through the bud. And Todd always hates that because he always be like, y'all let them get away with stuff. Y'all didn't let us get away with stuff back then. And so I just feel like I'm the only one that was really saying anything. Like, this is some bullshit. Okay. And none of the other girls were really chiming in. I mean, I don't understand it. It's not typical housewives fashion to let him off so easy, but at the end of the day, it is our marriage.
I didn't go to any strip clubs.
Okay.
I spent the entire time by myself, no other women.
If she's okay with accepting that, then cool.
You don't buy it?
It's not for me to buy it. I will say that I do like them together. So it's not like, I'm not saying that I think she should dump him. I'm not saying that. You know, I want them to stay together. I just feel like his answer was some bullshit.
Well, first, how do you feel, Don Juan, about Ralph basically giving you the same answer that your speak on it that he gave to Andy? Because he said there would be some more.
Yeah, I thought he did say that.
Well, he said he would tell when he got to the reunion. For me, the answer was womp, womp. It was pretty lackluster. And
right.
he didn't have to get suited and booted and be at the reunion to tell us that, if you want me to be honest. If he wanted
to see him say it.
But I'm just saying, he could have sat right on the couch, on Speak On It, and could have told me that he had the receipts and he went running on the beach and riding on horses on the beach and running, you know.
That just don't sound right. Like, he had to have a homeboy. And that was the other thing. They cut out some of the stuff I was saying. So you ain't had no friend out there? You ain't had no old co-workers that lived there? Like, how of all places you just end up in Tampa? And then you just enjoying your meals by yourself and going for jogs in Tampa. During COVID of all times. During a pandemic. You found a hotel to stay at during a pandemic to get meals and go on horseback rides. So he just laid out at the pool with the sun hitting, you know, by himself
I'm
on the beach.
You know.
I mean, I do understand there was a backstory to why he was so angry and why he left. I do get that.
Okay.
I understand
he mentioned that.
Yeah, he said that on Speak On It too.
Yeah.
So if you guys did not see,
he said
he
that
gave a little bit more information.
They got upset and he didn't like it, so he left. So he did say that. But yeah, it was.
Y'all need to go back and see that speaking. Could you put the link in there for them so they can go see?
So that was that, and then like I said, we get to the point where you take the break again, and Hurricane Toya comes out.
And that was another thing that they cut out.
Okay.
Oh my God. I cannot believe they cut out so much information on that. So Toya was super pissed because, if y'all remember, that week Toya she almost didn't come to the reunion, y'all. She did not come. I had to call her and be like, girl, what is wrong with you? Get your ass up here. Y'all should remember, she was on social media.
Fell sick for about 5 days. Vaughn can vouch for this.
Yeah.
My doctor can vouch for this. My kids can vouch for this. Everybody who's close to me can vouch.
So she was doing all that on social media and she was planning not to come.
Like, my doctor didn't even want me to fly. She was like, it's not safe to fly. But you know what? At the end of the day, I have a job, you know?
They ended up calling her, finally getting her on a later flight to end up getting to New York to do the reunion.
Vaughn, he came with me to take care of me, to make sure that I was okay.
Okay, she wasn't feeling well. She's in her dressing room. Drew's husband's barber or somebody.
So I'm in my glam room. It's a hotel room.
LaToya forever.
And all of a sudden, I hear bam, bam, and then the door flies open. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Is this the police? Like, am I going to jail today? What the heck is really up?
Hello?
Kenya, one of your assistants just barged into my room.
A phone camera with the flash on comes to me,
Held a camera in my face.
this close to me with the phone.
And they were like, oh, Juicy Door heard that you were sick and gave me vitamin C.
Number one, I know that you're trying to be funny, but at the end of the day, I'm sick. You know what I'm saying? And I'm antibiotics. And on top of the fact, first of all, you're not welcome here. One, I don't even know you. You're violating my privacy.
Because I'm getting dressed.
I was half naked.
She was pissed.
This person barged into my room. Like, who are you?
It was just a disrespect of her being
It's
sick.
disrespectful.
And just coming in a room of a grown woman that's getting dressed.
And she had every right to be. But the other thing that they did not show y'all, she was cussing.
I went completely off, and I don't even think they will air it.
It was just a disrespect of her being
It's
sick.
disrespectful.
And just coming in a room of a grown woman that's getting dressed.
She was going in. It was like, she what did she call? What's Ralphie?
Anyways, Ralphie's barber.
She kept calling him Ralphie, and they was like, well, what does that mean? And she called him a bitch. Andy was like, this is not that type of show. You don't do that here. I was like, listen.
Well, before they've been guys called
bitches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they called us all.
Wait. Let me say this. I do not think that Ralph is a bitch. I'm not saying that. I'm just telling y'all what LaToya said during the reunion.
Obviously, you guys are connected. So she sent this man into my personal space to give me vitamin C packet. That's not funny because, one, we're not even friends like that. I went completely off, and I don't even think they will air it.
Yeah, at the end of the day, if me and you don't get along, you don't need to send nobody in my dressing room. Period. Not happening. Should not happen.
So if they would have sent it in your dressing room and you were...
Oh, we would have went ham and cheese in there. It would have been ham and cheese in there. I would have been pissed. I would have cussed them out. I would have cussed her out. I probably would have felt the same way LaToya did. What she did, she cussed them out. She cussed, yeah. But they did not. They barely showed any of that. They cut most of what she said out, so you didn't really get to see her real reaction. I mean, I want to give Drew the benefit of the doubt, but at the end of the day, those are your people. And you know how people always want to hold me to the fire on y'all, and every time y'all say something, the Candy made them say that or do that. So it is possible that her team could have, done something on their own or whatever. But the same way y'all give me the business every time my team say something, we gonna give her the business too.
They do have people who will comment, do you feel that LaToya steered the show a little bit in a different direction by this year?
How could she steer the show?
Well, some people say she steered. She was doing stuff that felt too young.
Like?
They say some of her actions. They felt like maybe her actions were too young. Y'all are supposed to be these mature women, and
I think they was just judging her on her age because at the end of the day, she was just shady as hell. She was shady. She was going in on people. That's what we do on our show. Like, come on. We just named tons of our castmates. They are known for having the best reads and going in on people. Toya just loves to read people all day, every day. That's what she do.
So do you feel the same way when Kenya does it and people feel like
But that's what I'm saying. To me, it's no different than when Kenya does it, but she's just new. Kenya does it all the time. Kenya lets you read you from head to toe all day long, every day. They're very similar. They're both Aquarius.
What do you feel attributes to people feeling like it started slower?
Oh my God. Well, I personally feel like it definitely started slower, but it was multiple reasons. One, obviously, we started in this whole COVID world, and a lot of us didn't know what we can and could not do. So, first of all, they took scenes out that y'all never got to see, so we had to pretend like that never happened. After we had already been kind of filming in like a few weeks by the time we even did that group scene. And we did not have an all-cast scene with all of our ladies from all peach holders until we were in South Carolina. That was like 7 episodes in. We did not have one all-cast peach holders until South Carolina. That has never happened before. So it's like a lot of things you guys, we're taking the blame from it, but if you're taking scenes out that,
were important and have, were drama or whatever. And then, we don't get to have, filming with everybody at the same time to be able to make a connection. Like, it ain't just us. You know what I mean? It's so many people who, the people analyze it all the time. It's like, oh, some people say, oh, Portia feels like it's, if it wasn't for Portia, there wouldn't be a season. Some people are like, oh, if it wasn't for Toya, it wouldn't have been a season. Oh, Kenya, well, if it wasn't for me, it wouldn't have been a season. I feel like, well, shit, if I wouldn't have brought the whole damn dungeon party, I wouldn't have had nothing. So I feel like at the end of the day, it's a collaborative effort. And that's what makes our show what it is.
It's an ensemble show.
It's an ensemble show. One person can't do it by themselves. So, you can give the credit who you want to give it to, but that person cannot and did not do it by themselves. And so it takes all of us to make it happen in order
be honest and open.
Yeah,
and vocal.
honest, open, vocal, come bringing ideas, doing whatever. It takes all of us to make that happen. So, kudos to all the ladies of the show for doing their thing. And, hey, hopefully we'll see more to come.
Okay, well, that leads to people feel like sometimes you'll just go over it and just let it happen. How do you speak to them? Like, she gonna say, no, she didn't say that. Why didn't she say? Later on, I think in the season, they're like, there goes Candy. She's holding them to the fire. They felt like you did with Drew. Do you feel like everybody this season did not hold each other accountable for their actions?
I caught a lot of flack during the whole Bolo situation from both sides. People who are fans of Portia will say, why would you let Kenya, do that and be putting all her business out there? And then people who are fans of Kenya are like, how are you just not going to hold her Portia accountable? Like, you know what I'm saying? And so it was just like a weird situation to be in, to be stuck in the middle like that. But, like I tell everybody, it's like, I from both sides. So like from the Portia side of things, I felt like, I did not feel like if somebody wants to be themselves and own their sexuality or whatever it is they want to do, they shouldn't have to be put on blast for that or answer to nobody for that. And me being a sex positive person and having a whole adult toy line and all these other things, is like, I just feel like that would be crazy for me to be saying what happens in the dungeon stays in the dungeon, and then I'm dragging her for it. You know what I'm saying?
They said you told me, though.
Yeah, and then people don't understand. So I keep trying to... Another thing is, like I said, they constantly cut things out. We had that same day that they showed me and Don Juan having that conversation outside, Kenya actually came to that conversation. They cut that whole thing out. You do not even get to see her there. So it looked like me and Don Juan just talked. But me and Don Juan did have a talk. Then Kenya came and sat down with us and she said her point of view. But was there not a conversation where Kenya was saying how they were talking about suing her, and or she heard somebody say something about suing her, some bullshit like that?
It was, yes. And she was like, then you're not going to sue.
And I
because
said,
we
that's
were
not gonna happen.
We were sitting there as a 3-party having that conversation at that point. You and I had a conversation. I was at the table. Then Kenya came and we had a separate conversation. And that's when Kenya said all of the things like, hey, they're talking about suing me because I'm lying and defamation and all of this, I think she said.
And she was like, that's not fair, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, they're not going to do that. No way they can do that. And then after she left, and then I was getting ready to walk out, and I looked to you and I said, well, I'll just say this. She ain't lying. Because in my mind, I'm not going to be a part of nobody suing and saying that, whatever about hearing something or not hearing something. Like, I can't be a part of that. You can't be talking about you don't sue somebody. Like, stop it. So that's what I was referring to. But you did not get to see how that conversation went. So it's just like, oh, you told everything. Well, I didn't really tell anything. I didn't say anything. You just said it. Well, I won't say she totally lying. I mean, could I have heard something? I don't know. But it's just the point is, I'm not going to let it get to a lawsuit. Like, I'm not going to give you no details. Now, if it get to that point of lawsuit, then, of course, we all going to have to really talk about something then. Okay. If somebody actually talk about suing somebody.
You're sex positive. Your sex positiveness has been described as filthy.
And disgusting. By your girl Wendy.
By Wendy Williams. How do you feel about that?
I was like, oh, that was deep. For her to call me disgusting. Like, how you gonna say you love me and then say, but I'm disgusting and filthy? Like, I didn't know how to take that at first. I was a little thrown. But at the end of the day, the part that she did get correct is I'm very comfortable with my sexuality. I do not really give a fuck what she or nobody else thinks or have to say. And I think that she should start getting more comfortable into hers. Because, you know, like, it's so many rumors about her life, her, you know, things that she used to do in her relationship and everything. We don't be sitting up here calling her filthy and disgusting. I'm just like, damn. You know, like, that's a lot, you know?
It was a lot.
It was a whole lot. And it was like she said it from the gut, too. Like,
but, you know, do you feel it was from a place of, or do you just feel like that was the words that she just knew to, like,
that was her first description.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. She was like, you know, I love Candy. She's disgusting. But she's disgusting and filthy. Disgusting.
Do you feel like you get that all the time because people, oh my God, you always talking about bedroom candy? Or do you just feel like people always feel like you're this sexual girl and you get this part for being all this sex positive? Do you not feel like on this show even, you know, like they can talk about the Bolo situation? It was still probably one of the highest rated episodes of the season.
Yeah, like y'all can say what y'all want to say. If it wasn't for me bringing that dang on Bolo in there, y'all wouldn't have nothing to talk about. How about that? I'm going to be what I be, and you just going to have to like it or you not like it. I don't even care. I'm not changing myself for none of y'all, because at the end of the day, what I have realized is the things that, me being filthy and disgusting, it's a lot of people that love me for it. There's a lot of people that love me for just being me and being able to say, yeah, I did that. Yeah, I like that. I would do that. And it's like at the end of the day, you know, my children love me, and you know, well, of course the little ones don't even know nothing that's going on, but even my older ones, they like think it's funny, or they think like, oh, you know, Riley be like, oh mom, you know what I mean? Like, it's, you know, nobody's around here talking about you're filthy and disgusting, I don't want nothing to do with you. It's just like, oh, my mom is able to live her life the way she wants to live it, and she still, you know, loves me to death, and she still provides for me. She still, you know, is doing great. She's, you know, they look at me as, I'm a role model, honey. Yeah, me and my filthy, disgusting self. I am a role model. Ain't that something? Ain't it funny how, and this is something that I've said this time and time again. And this goes to anybody who living their truth and having fun in life or whatever, right? As long as you ain't doing nothing illegal.
You know what I always say?
What?
Are you happy, healthy? If you can say you're happy, yes. You're healthy, yes. And the third one is, are you hurting anybody? No. Good, the 3 H's. Happy, healthy, hurting anybody.
Exactly, and I agree with that. I love that. I'm a mother. I'm a businesswoman. I'm a wife, you know what I mean? And I'm a friend, you know. And I'm a freak at times. Those things are all combined in one person. They do not have to live separately. They're all combined in one person. People feel like just because, oh, you're a mother, you can't be freaky. You know, and I think people need to recognize that I believe in God. I love the Lord. But yes, I have fun in my bedroom.
You're married.
Yeah, I'm married. People act like those things live separately. No, it's all in me. All of that is combined in me, and that is who I am. And on a daily, I have no problem in owning it and representing it.
We talk about her and Kenya's interaction with Black Lives Matter and the things that they've had. So I know a fan question is, how do you feel about the Instagram speak on it that referenced Black Lives Matter?
You on this group text saying that's not what you said to me in our text, but you went over there with them and said something different. Okay. So if you had a problem with me or anything that I done, why didn't you just have that conversation with me? Now your friend over here putting y'all on blast. So I mean, this is not, and I hate talking in code because this is not very clear. So Let me
Okay.
do a clear version.
Okay.
Okay, a clear version.